There we go. Now we're definitely live. The application was thinking there for a minute. How are y'all doing tonight on this fine Sunday evening? We're going to talk about defense tonight because it's been a problem. But of course, I don't do this by myself. Everybody say hello to everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Ed. How you doing today, Ed?
How's it going, Peter Brown? I'm here. Man, had I known we were going to be concentrated on defense, I would have bought one of those big D's in the fence thing. That would have been pretty funny.
Yeah. That would be good. We can mix up the footballs, if you will. But
there you go.
Hope everybody has had a good weekend so far. It's been a busy weekend here in the Brown household. Lots of projects, family projects being done around the house and things like that. Had a little community festival yesterday that we attended, which was nice. Weird not having any Inter Miami to watch. A little bit weird. I mean, it's a little bit odd the fact that they're not on the road, at least not home or on the road. There's nothing to see. So, finding other
Season's
things to occupy our time. How about yours, Ed?
Terrible, man. My life is not the same anymore. It's a very sad.
It's over.
Life. Just without soccer, I'm lost.
There you go.
Don't know what to do.
I mean, I didn't go to Disney, and if I don't do soccer, I usually do Disney, and I didn't do that either. So but that'll come soon enough. Got started. I felt like, what? Let's just skip Thanksgiving, and I went straight to decorating for Christmas already.
Yeah, that's what people are doing nowadays. Whatever.
Why not?
Who cares about Turkey Day?
I need some. I know that on the MLS Inter Miami store website or whatever, in the past, I know they had. I didn't buy it, but they had an Inter Miami Christmas ornament at one time. I could use an Inter Miami Christmas ornament. That'd be a good fun thing to have. But anyways,
kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be imagine doing your entire Christmas tree in like black and pink. Make it an Inter Miami tree.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of fun. Be kind of fun.
True.
All right, well, everybody, thanks for joining. Get busy in the chat. I was stalling a little bit, so you guys can get busy in the chat and say hello, and then we'll start acknowledging you guys, get you guys involved in this conversation, because it's our job tonight to fix the defense. That is what we have been tasked to do today. Fix the defense. So we'll see what we could do. Got a tweet that was posted about some players. I've got a spreadsheet. I came prepared, Ed. Got a spreadsheet. And then also there was an article that was posted by, I think it was Sports Illustrated, with some actual ideas for some defenders. So we'll go through all of that. But before we get too far, we have to say a big thank you to our sponsors. And let's start off with Caneswear, because that's where you need to go to get all of your Messi and Inter Miami merchandise. They've got the messiest wall in all of South Florida. Their wall is messier than the stadium, I would say.
That's very messy, if you ask me.
It is very messy. And they have the best prices in town. They ship all over. If it's too far for you to Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. If that's a little bit too far, go to caneswear.com. All orders over $99 ship for free. So go and get your Inter Miami gear during the offseason so you're ready for the next season and also for the Club World Cup that comes up at some point. And
there you go. Peter Brown, if you want to make an investment in South Florida, who are you going to talk to? You're going to talk to the GOAT, Mia Rodrigues. She's the one to talk to. She can be reached easily on WhatsApp. If you want to WhatsApp her, go ahead and do it. She speaks 3 languages. Peter, how could you go wrong? I mean, you can communicate with anybody. So if you guys want to invest in South Florida or sell your property or business, she's the one to do it to. And she's famous. She's on TV. So if you guys want to be on the channel and want to be on the show, you can also go ahead and contact her and make yourself famous. There you go. The American Dream. Selling Florida. She will do it for you. And you can become famous while you're at it. So don't forget to reach out to Mia Rodrigues, Realtor. if I'm not mistaken. And there's a
There
number.
you go. There you
There
go.
it is. All right.
All right. And I was looking up real quick. I was like, what, because it was, I see it mentioned in the chat about the Club World Cup. And I was like, when does that start?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's in the
So I was
middle
Googling.
somewhere season, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere what?
I think it's in the middle towards the end of the season.
The FIFA's new Prime Club competition will grace the world stage in June and July. Okay.
Oh, there you
so we
go.
still got a long time to wait. I was wondering if that would be like, hey, we got to get ready for that sooner, than the season. But no, we don't. All right. So let's also don't forget, you want to leave a voicemail, you could do so. I actually haven't even pulled that up today. I've got to pull up the old voicemail, Ed. See if we got anything. But if you want to leave us a voicemail, you could do that by calling 786-474-4435.
Engage. Do it. Let us know what you guys think. Now that the season is over, we definitely need ideas. What are we going to do? Are they going to get rid of Tata? That's something we talked about earlier with Marco, who he kept on saying that, he was right all along. He's saying, unfortunately, I was wrong. It's all Tata's fault, etc., etc. So if you guys didn't check that out, we did a show earlier today in Spanish, so check it out.
I still don't know if it's all his fault, but yeah, there's some room to blame, but I don't know if I would say it's all his fault. But everybody, all right, well, that's going off on the wrong foot. But the one thing I don't like to do is be that kind of club that's like Mexican clubs that fire everybody every year. You're starting over every year. I don't know if that's a good thing.
The Mexican teams, man, every 6 months they're firing people.
I know.
Sometimes even quick.
I know. So I don't want to be that either. So it's like I don't want to keep a guy when we shouldn't keep a guy, but I also don't want to go and be that either. So anyways, but let's focus today. I mean, we could go all over the place. We try to keep it on track, but it goes off track. It's already went off track because Ed got me thinking something about. But yeah, we'll try to stay on. We'll try to stay on the defense for as long as we can unless you guys in the chat completely derail us, which you have that power to do so. So let's first start off in the chat and see Kata is here. He's apologizing if he came on too strong. Nope, all fun last week. Esteban Dito, the troublemaker here, and he's asking for new callers because he himself a regular chatter but was a new caller last week, asking for some new callers. So yeah,
you guys should do that. A new caller. How do they used to say it? Remember?
First time, long time.
There you go.
I listen to a lot of talk radio. So
yeah, there you
go. Yeah. And Jose Velasquez is the one that was chatting about the Club World Cup. That I saw that chat. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs is here. Jonathan Alvarado, Miami Freedom Park has gone vertical. Has it, Ed? I haven't been down there. I've been trying to get down there, but I just haven't been able to. Too much going on in the house. Too many projects.
I did get a message today that apparently they are starting to go up there, so expect a video soon because there's new changes.
Maybe Ed can find some time to go there this week.
Oh, it's going to be tough. Now that peak season's out, it's going to be tougher. But maybe. We'll see.
I'm only available to drive down to Miami on the weekends, and even then it's tough. But pressure cleaning I was doing yard work, pressure cleaning and chopping down trees and things from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. all day.
So if you guys need help, you can always contract Peter. He's got the equipment.
As I'm pressure cleaning, I didn't do it. As I was pressure cleaning, I was like, should I put like FMTV in my driveway and take a picture of it? You carve because you can carve your name and stuff with your pressure washer. Carving it into the dirt. I thought about it.
Cool. Oh,
I didn't do it. Next time. Guess what? Dirt always comes back. I'm out there doing it like every couple months. Francisco Garcia is here as well. Everybody's favorite photographer, Chris Arjun. is here. Mike V, consistent as always. Tata out. Gabriel Madrid, an Atlanta United fan, is here.
Ooh, he came to rub it in, didn't he?
Came to rub it.
You guys better beat Orlando.
Yeah, just beat Orlando, and then after that, I'm not cheering for Atlanta anymore. But I want you to beat Orlando. We want everybody to beat Orlando, right? Always, at all times. Christopher Walsh checking in from Facebook, saying that defense has been a problem since day one. That is facts. B. King is here as well. And let's see. Ash Preetam says defense will improve with better training, not playing super high line. That goes back to coaching, the high line thing, though. That goes back to your argument about should Tata go or not. And that's where we talked about that a little bit last week, that how much is it the defense? How much is it their fault? And how much is it, are they being hung out to dry by the tactics? Right. So, it's hard to tell sometimes because, the Avilés is slow to get back and things, but he's pushed up so far. Right. So, and he has nobody else helping him. And he's also not the fastest. So, U.S. men's national team total football checking in. Never seen you guys, but welcome. Tata Martino got out coached. And then a couple more here. Pablo Galasso is here. El Pelon is here. And then Sergio Riveros. You can't have a good defense with 4 semi-retired players. And that is a big issue. Players... Well, here's the thing. You say semi-retired players, and one of our best players on this team all year was Jordi Alba. He is running like a maniac. He does not look semi-retired at all. But to your point, those 4 players are expensive, and those 4 players don't necessarily defend. Because while Jordi Alba can defend, he also is pushed up. He's a winger. So, I was trying to figure out Esteban's chat. I don't quite understand it. I don't know if you want to cover it, Ed. But he says, Esteban's saying, Ed, what happened to your compadre, El Donoso? He was left looking from a Campana metrosexual to an old hag lady.
Well, he shaved, Peter. I guess he was so, ashamed with the team that he just wanted to take all the bad vibes he was saying, throw it out, like one of them, Santeros or whatever, the Cuban Santeros that, they do the, taking all the bad energy out. He did that by shaving, and
shaving his head?
No, he shaved his beard.
Wow.
And the ladies are not liking it apparently.
Oh, the ladies like the beard, huh?
And some guys too.
Like Esteban.
Yeah.
Esteban Dito likes the beard.
Look, we got another uncle in the house too. T.O.
Lewis is here. He's from a fan from Chicago. He listens all the time. He leaves us a text message every once in a while. So that's good. All right. Well, Ed, so I pulled up. There's two kind of lists I want to go through today. One that's starting with the defense. The other is not specifically defense. It's players that are on their option year. And so, we want to go through that as well. Some of those people may be defenders. Some of them may not be. But so we could kind of maybe go between back and forth, focus on the defenders first. Here, One World, One Gold checking in. Don't worry, Peter. The ladies still like you. No beard, especially Mrs. Peter. My wife does not like the beard. She doesn't mind me having a little bit of the lazy peach fuzz here. Yeah, the lazy. And Monday morning I shave, and she doesn't mind that, but she does not want a full beard because I'll be honest. My mother's husband has a big full beard, and we were recently Tuesday night visiting. And he's eating, and food just stuck in the beard. And my wife is just so grossed out by that. So, and I could say this because he doesn't watch. She was so disgusted. And then what does he do? Just goes, he just reaches down and gets it, eats it.
He gets it.
He just reaches down, get
his
it.
beard, so
Flavor saver.
well, dude, later on he's like, oh, I wonder what I ate earlier.
Yeah. So, all right. So, defense. These are our defenders, folks. Right here. I've got them ranked here from the cheapest to the most expensive. So kind of felt like, first going through who should go. Who do we feel like needs to get out of here? And without even looking at who's an option year or not an option year, but just if you had, and also here's the tricky part. Certain players you can't get rid of unless you find a buyer, right? You can't just cut them. They've got a contract. So, but we don't necessarily know all the contracts. So I guess we could I figured, correct me if you feel differently, but I felt like we could kind of be creative with it and just pretend like we could cut people, right? Because who do we want gone, right? And I don't think playing within the MLS rules. So for those of you that are new to MLS that are just watching or became a fan of the team because of Messi, you may not fully understand all the MLS rules, and we're not going to go down through them all. It's too many. But you cannot just say wipe them all out and start over. You can't do that, right? It's just not going to happen. But Ed, what would be your top draft pick, if you will, for hit the curb, hit the road, Jack?
I think, let's see, out of everybody in that list, I think Christoph would probably be
the one I have highlighted, huh? Which was a complete coincidence.
No, I don't see a highlight on it from here. Oh, okay, on the left.
Yeah.
But Sergi, I think he was a good player at once when he first got here. As the years have gone by, he's gotten a little bit worse as it's gone on, and he's expensive. So he's contract up. Wish Christoph thank you for being here. You were good for a little while, and unfortunately, not anymore. And you're expensive, buddy. So hopefully he could find another team in Major League Soccer, maybe USL or something.
Because you care for the guy. He's here for a better life for his family, coming from Ukraine. And that's the thing that happens to me sometimes is we as sports fans, all sports, we like to sit there and cut these people and tell them to get out of here, not even thinking about families and life situations and things like that. But the guy is here for the reasons to a better life for his family out of the war-torn Ukraine. And so, I would love for him to find a place somewhere within the league. But at 809,000 guaranteed, that's going to be tough. Sergio jumping in here, just kind of going a little bit of what we were talking before. Playing a high line requires dynamic defenders who run back. The problem is we want defenders to be dynamic and good in possession, which is expensive to get, which we don't have that kind of expensive money to play with. So we're not, we don't have monopoly money here. We got, Mr. Krabs thinks that most of these Argentines are only here for nationality, not because they are good. Some favoritism there is what Mr. Krabs thinks. All right, so your first pick, Ed, was to get rid of Christoph.
Yes, and if I would think of another guy, Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's see who your top pick is. Yeah, was it the same guy?
Well, I will see in my rules. I can't pick the same guy, right? I can't pick the same guy. You already kicked him off the team. He's no longer available in our little makeup game here. So he's gone. I can't pick him. Who would I get rid of next? And I don't think we can get rid of this guy. I think he's still under contract. But I might consider, just because of the dollar amount alone, Nicolas Frede. He's been hurt all year long, pretty much. Guaranteed compensation, $1 million. Here's the thing I don't fully understand is the base salary versus guaranteed. Like that's a big difference of guaranteed versus base. I'm not sure if it's only the base that counts against the salary cap or if I assume it's the entire million. So but I don't know that for a fact. And so that's a little bit, but still, it's hitting the team at $1 million, and he hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done diddly. And it's funny because Marco had a statistic on him that he had played very little for the team he was with before because he also got hurt. And not just him, a couple other players he had mentioned. I forgot which ones it was, but he was one of the guys that played the least on his past team, and yet we got him for such a high. I mean, whoever his sales guy is, whoever his agent is, he did an incredible job, getting him his loot. But that's probably would have been my second choice. Fred is just hurt too much, and definitely not. I'd definitely get rid of him. He's
Baldwin thinks it's just the base that hits the cap. So you might be right there. Obviously the rest is incentives, or maybe the rest is the way they pay players. Based off of the fact that there's so many tam buying down contracts and things like that. So I'm not sure. But it seems like there's a delay on the video. I don't know if looks like that on your end, Ed, but it looks like that on my end.
Yeah, I noticed too. It's a little slow. But one of the guys, Sergio, is saying that Freitas has a 1-year loan, which expires by the end of this year. So we don't have to worry about him.
Who's that? Who was that?
Sergio.
Sergio.
But
who's Sergio?
He said that on. He's on.
No, I mean, what player? What player did you say is on a 1-year loan?
Brady.
Oh yeah. He is definitely on a loan, but I got a feeling they would renew that if possible. I think.
Oh, I hope not, because if he's hurt this long, and from what Marco was saying, he was hurt before.
Wait. You're talking about Frede or Wagon? I got mixed up. Frede is on a 1-year loan, which expires by the end of the year. We don't have to worry about him. Sergio saying that. Okay, yeah, I get it. All right, and because also Wagon is on a 1-year loan as well, I believe.
Okay with him leaving too, Peter.
But I don't think he will. But you would get rid of. You would also get rid of. Would he be your next pick to get rid of?
I don't know. He'd be up there with Tomas Aviles, because Tomas Aviles has had more bad days than good days. He's sometimes had little flashes of goodness, but I just, for the amount of money that he's making, I think we can get better players.
So I don't agree there.
Okay.
I think Aviles makes mistakes, as any young player would. But
red cards too.
Yeah, but I mean, defenders get reds.
Yellows and reds. Yeah.
Think about LGP. Remember LGP? He's hitting at a fairly reasonable. So here we are. We're talking about Aviles now. He's hitting at a fairly reasonable cap hit at 300 and basically 385. That's fairly reasonable for a starting center back, foreign player. Mr. Krabs feels like we should loan out Aviles, which is an idea.
Yeah.
We've done that before with some players, loan them out. Damian Guzman wants to talk about what defensive players would you guys get for us. We'll talk about that in just a second. So far, let's go through this just a little bit quicker, maybe. We would say we're getting rid of Wagon as well, right? We don't like. I don't think there's a chance in hell he's going anywhere unless they can't, figure out the loan deal. Negri didn't play much, but at $250,000, solid backup.
He was pretty good. Of course, he got hurt for a little bit, but I think he's good enough on the left side that he could probably stay and at least be the backup for Jordi Alba.
Yep. Going up this list, David Martinez. I don't think he's going anywhere. Look at that 150,000. He is cheap. He's a steal.
Yeah, I'd probably keep him, even though he hasn't played that much. But he's still good backup.
But he started playing more at the end of the season.
Yeah,
he was hurt. Ian Frey. See here, this is complicated.
Yeah.
The heart says you got to keep him no matter what. But
he's become another Mr. Glass.
Part 2.
Yes.
Mr. Glass Part 2.
He's got so much potential, so it breaks my heart for him to be hurt again, because when he played very well. The kid was potentially a starter, man, and
he was.
He was just, gosh, it's just maybe he's just not made for this sport. It sucks because he's so good, but hurt all the time.
Again, he's cheap, so I think there's a chance to keep him. And also, man, they would look so. It's a bad PR hit to get rid of this guy at that time, right? It's a bad PR hit. Noah Allen, he's not only staying, he gets a raise.
Yes, he played in a position he didn't want because he was playing center back often. We know he's a left back, but with Jordi Alba being the main dude and with Negri as his backup, he would just fight for any moment that he can play. And when he played well. He tried his butt off so I keep him, Peter.
Yeah. Ryan Saylor, you could say, hey, he's cheap. We should keep him for depth. But you know what? You get rid of him because you can draft another cheap backup, third string kind of backup center back.
But I think he's good in the air. Of course, he hasn't played that much.
He does play. He plays for the 2 team pretty regularly.
Yeah, but that was a toss up. I think he could stay or he could go.
Okay, but he's at 90,000, right? Yeah. It looks like obviously that your younger players that come in on the draft are making about close to 20,000 less. So you save a little bit of money. You get rid of Saylor and just draft a young kid, and hope for that he's better. You just send Saylor packing for a little And the same thing with these 2 guys. They're cheap, but they don't play. Israel Boatwright, I mean, I saw him injured at the last the game that we did the whatchamacallit, the Shield. I saw him in a big cast type thing. So he's hurt. And Tyler Hall, whatever. I mean, they don't play. So what's the point?
Right. But you're saying give them a chance, take over, save some money, get rid of Ryan Saylor and go with Tyler Hall, for example.
I mean,
give him some minutes.
You could. Tyler Hall could be that replacement for Ryan Saylor.
Gotcha.
Man, do I have a delay here that I can't figure out. I don't know if I have too many things open on my computer, but there's a big delay going on today.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we covered everything. Jordi.
Yeah. So I'm trying to switch screens, Ed. It doesn't want to do it.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's see what I'm moving pretty fast there. Look at that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, look at that. We're catching up. I think it was that table that was messing things up.
It might have been. I don't know. But all right. So, and also my little Stream Deck thing that I use to switch things is acting up. So I'm less fun graphics. Anyways, so all right. So to your comments a little bit. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. So there's a chat going on in the group talking, and he's answering somebody. It looks like the reason they don't scout Europeans is they are way too expensive, and South Americans are cheap. That is true. Definitely get some good
Central
deals
Americans
on some South American players.
I'm thinking that if they go for some Central American ones, they're a little bit cheaper. So there's some good players out there, man. They just got to look for them.
Yeah. Some comments that were in here. Esteban feels like the people that need to go. Negri, Christophe Frey. I'm surprised you mentioned Negri only because, like we talked about, he's been good when he plays, and I think he's a good backup. And he's also only making $250,000 base salary. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs talking about Weigant being on loan. He's not ours to begin with. Baldwin bringing up a good question is that will Alba play for only $1.5 million next year? So these are players that they need to kind of renew the contract. Will he play for that little bit of money? He did this year, so I'd say why not?
It's still good. It's still a good piece of change, Peter. It's more than what I'm making and you can making combined.
Yeah, I mean, but for him, that's does he need it, right? So, but you always want it. And the funny thing is, Baldwin is asking a different question that we're not really talking about tonight so much, but can fit in a little bit. And who would San Diego take from Miami? San Diego being the new team coming into MLS, they're allowed to pick one player from, 5 teams. I think they get 5 selections, if I remember correctly, and they could pick only one player per team. So you can't pick, say, 2 players from Inter Miami. And let's be honest, they're not picking it. I don't think any of our defense. Everybody knows that is our problem. They're not picking the defense.
Well, I think if they don't protect Campana, they might take him.
That is true. So not, again, the defenders, you can leave them all unprotected. They're not taking them. Campana, I would be upset if they don't protect. The team is allowed to protect, I think it's 11 players. If they don't protect him, I'd be sad, because I think he is definitely
any team would take him. I think.
I think he's a star player anywhere. You just got to see, does he fit into that coach's strategy and all that? Who knows? But if he was up for sale, I think there would be takers. But it's just Inter Miami's going to put a high price tag on him, so who knows if they'll pay that? But
yeah. Yeah, one of the things that Marco was saying in the show earlier was that Campana was not a starter, and yet he's scored 33 goals. That's quite a bit for a non-starter.
That's what I've said. I'm glad Marco and I think alike. How about that? So somebody was asking in the chat. Not very often, right? But Mike V answered the question in the chat before I could Google it. Mike V says they could protect 12 players in the MLS draft. Somebody had asked about that. I thought it was 11, but yeah, because starting 11 makes sense. But 12 players are allowed to be protected. So,
Look, Don Bear says he loves you, Pete.
Same goes back. I don't think Don Bear and I have ever really argued about any of the stuff. When he was on the show,
you guys are always talking
through you.
Yeah, it's always through me. What's to do with that?
Because you're here and he's not.
Exactly.
When he was on the show that one time with me, I don't think we argued about much. I think we were more or less on the same page. All right, let's go to this other piece that I have, if it'll load, because again, Don Bear saying we agree a lot. How about that? Jesus, I think
Agree to disagree.
Francisco Garcia saying, so San Diego can get 29 players in theory. No, they cannot. I don't know what the actual amount of players. I mean, I guess I could look see how many players we have on our roster. I have the spreadsheet in front of me, but
They can get one player from each team, and I think it's only 5 teams if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That part is true. But how do I remove my? Oh, there it goes.
But they can get some good ones.
Yeah, I was trying to clear my. Oh, where's my filter? Real quick. Wrong one. Where's my quick filter? And select all. So we have currently on our roster 34 players. We have 34 players on a roster. So they can get 34 players, but not from MLS teams. They can get 5 from MLS teams. But this is the tweet that was sent. I don't know who this guy Kava is, but he put out this tweet, and we're going to assume he's right on his stats here, because sometimes finding out player contracts are complicated. But these are players that have an option year, that the club, it's a club option year. So they can either award the option or just say, see you later, right? So of these players, we kind of went through a lot of them. Serge Christoph, option year, they're not going to renew that option. There's not for that price tag. So he's gone. Jordi Alba has an option. They're going to find a way to renew that.
Yes, he was good enough. I think everybody would agree. He ran up that side like there was no tomorrow, and he contributed a lot of assists. So he's staying.
Damn, Manu Weissman coming at us. Hey, how's the off season?
Oh,
damn, Manu. Thought we were friends. Thought we were friends, Anu.
We should just take vacation, man, and come back next season.
All right. So also on an option year is Franco Negri. So they could just keep him for one more year and see how he goes. I'd say you do that. Rojas, midfielder. I know he's not always your favorite, Ed, but I think
he's played very well. I just didn't agree because he had just come off of I didn't think he was ready to come in as a starter for that last game. I would have preferred to have Taylor in there, but coach is the coach,
Yeah, and Rojas, what is Rojas making? Rojas is he's only hitting the salary cap at 150,000, because I think if I remember, Rojas is he one of the U22 players? Is he under 20?
He's older.
He's older than that, I think.
Yeah, he is. I'd keep him if that's the price for him, dude. He's a bargain.
Yeah, guaranteed compensation at 516. But if we all are in agreement that the base salary is what's counting against the salary cap, then he's only 150,000, dirt cheap. This is where you look at Chris Henderson and the deals that he did, and some people want to complain about Henderson. I think some of your co-hosts complain about Henderson, but this is the kind of work that he did to get these decent, good, above average to above average. I mean, that's debatable, right? But good salaries on some of these players. So then Marcelo Weigant, we also talked about. We probably would not renew him, but it wouldn't shock me if Tata kind of pushes for that. Leo Afonso, an option year. I keep him.
I'd keep him too. I think he's good enough. He just got
only making 71,000. dirt cheap.
Oh, dude, come on.
But he's only
Keep
because
him.
you know what's happened is these draft picks previously, they would sign these draft picks to like 3-4 year deals. That's what happened with the original Mr. Glass. And now I've noticed they're signing, at least our team is signing these draft picks as 1 year deals and with 3 or 4 options. So they're playing for their contract every year. Kind of like that.
That is a good thing.
Because Yannick Bright is in the same situation. I remember when they signed him, they signed him to a 1 year deal, and it took a long time for that deal to get signed. Now Bright's making the same amount, base salary at $71,000. Obviously, that's the starting salary for an MLS player, generation Adidas player. Maybe Kata is mentioning, good possibility.
Dude, Bright needs to come back. Bring him back. Hell yeah.
Bright was super important to this team. He needs to definitely come back.
Yes.
CJ Dos Santos, I would renew. I think he is a solid backup.
Yes, agree.
Some Tank might feel like he should be the starter, but I think he's a good, solid backup.
He is.
Ian Frey, I think we kind of talked about that. It's a toss-up. It's an option year. Do you give, potentially a new contract to somebody that's injured, or do you just say, all right, we'll keep you around for 1 more year and see how you recover and how you do, and then we'll really look at your contract? Because I don't think they have to give him a brand new contract on an option year. They just need to sign the option, right? To keep him. So
I think they might do that. But yeah, he's just Mr. Glass Part 2. Sucks, but he's a great player, man. I hope he can recover, but man, I don't know.
Francisco says Bright is going to cost money. I don't think so, because I think he still would be, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think he would still be under that kind of rookie contract, because he signed a 1 year deal with like 3 option years. I think it was 2 or 3 option years. And I'm going to guess that those option years were already negotiated at some sort of price. There may be bumps, percentage bumps based on your play. So he might go up a little bit, but I think he would still be cheap. I don't think he's going to be tons of money. Going down, where were we? Cole Jensen. Do you even know who Cole Jensen is, Ed?
No, he must be really cheap. So we haven't even seen the guy. So they'll probably bring him back unless
he is a goalkeeper, Ed.
Oh,
I saw him play.
Oh my bad.
I saw him play for Inter Miami too. He is a goalkeeper. So drafted last year. So again, super cheap. But I guess you got to look at the draft class. Is there somebody better in the draft? He wasn't good enough to become the number 2. So you could probably just cut him. Or you just keep him because, hey, he's cheap.
Right.
Here. Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs. He's a 3rd string goalkeeper. Right. But we have 4 goalkeepers.
Yeah, we've got Ustari, but I think Ustari's they'll probably.
Do you think he's gone?
Yeah, I think he's gone. He was already, I think, retired. He just came back. He had the experience, and that's why I think they brought him back. But I think he's gone. He was, like I said, he was already retired. So
Kata feels like Inter Miami needs a goalkeeper. Inter Miami 2 needs a goalkeeper. So keep Cole Jensen. Yeah, but can you put an actual academy kid in that Inter Miami 2? That's what Inter Miami 2 is for, right? The academy. Can we put an academy kid in that spot?
Right.
And then finally, Lawson Sunderland, I'd say kick him to the curb. He is cheap, but he doesn't really play much. I know a lot of people, what little bit of time he's played, people have liked him, but doesn't really play. So Mike V. Ustari retired like 20 years ago. On brand for Tata.
Wow. I think we skipped Sailor, Peter. What were your thoughts on him?
Oh, was he in this list?
Yep, there he is, Ryan Sailor.
Yeah, we did skip him. Oh, I already said we should cut him, so let's get rid of him. I said that in our other discussion. So he can go. We already cut him. in my mind. So he is gone. Sorry, Sailor. Again, things aren't working. All right. Let's go to this one. Let's do it the old-fashioned way.
There we go.
All right. And all right. So those are the players I think, we kind of talked about that should go. As far as there was an article I mentioned in Sports Illustrated, and I don't know, did you read this? Did you read the article?
No, I haven't.
Oh, all right. So, according to Sports Illustrated, again, things are freezing up. Sorry, guys, if this is screwing up the show, but I think audio-wise, we're okay.
Yeah.
They say we should pick up, first off, Nelson Semedo. Do you know who Nelson Semedo is?
I sure don't, Peter Brown. Who is he?
He's another former Barcelona player to fill in the right back. So he'd probably be expensive because it says here it would be an ambitious for our team. He's currently at Wolverhampton. What's that? Semedo's currently.
We need that position.
Yeah, Semedo's currently. His contract expires next summer at Wolverhampton. So
gotcha.
That's one option, but that might be reaching for it because he's probably pricey. So, okay. One World, One Goal is saying the audio is fine. We don't see any screen issues that you see. So tap dance around it. Good. Yeah, just things are real jittery and kind of frozen on my side here and there, but I'll just roll with it. I probably should have restarted my computer before the show, but I did not. So anyways, I don't usually have to, but I feel like I should have today, I guess. Nicholas Tagliafico? How am I doing with these names?
Yep, I've heard of him.
How are we doing with those? How am I doing?
I've heard of that guy.
Yeah. He's a left back. Again, I don't think we need the position. Left back.
Nope.
But he can also play center, and which allows Alba to push up further. And he's 32-year-old, could very well replace Alba after next season. So he's 32, still got a little bit of years left. I'm not sure where he's currently playing, but he does fit the bill, as in he's Argentinian.
Mm-hmm.
He fits the bill. Oh, Kata's saying he sees a video clipping off and on. Well, whatever. We're just gonna go with it. We only have like a little bit longer. We'll get through it tonight. Wasn't the best production value today, but we'll get through it. All right. So those are the kind of, according to Sports Illustrated, those are the kind of players I think that they're reaching. That's if they're really reaching. But I think they kind of nailed it on the second half of this article of the kind of players we need to be looking at. You could probably look at one maybe international player like that, but with the contracts that we have, I mean, I guess when you get rid of Christoph, that does free up a nice chunk of money. And if you get rid of Frede, like I said, that frees up some money as well. Then you can replace them with some foreign players. But you definitely need to look at available MLS level people that have MLS experience, because those are definitely going to be a little more attainable, don't you think, Ed?
I agree with that, Peter Brown. It's I think we should stick with those players because they're going to be more least expensive. And look at this, some Central Americans too, man. There's some good players in Honduras, El Salvador. They could probably fill in some of those positions, and they're pretty decent and a lot cheaper.
Francisco mentions Tagliafico being 32 years old. He's a friend of Messi. That counts.
Yeah.
That counts.
National team player too.
Yeah, well, that's how I knew he was an Argentine, because the picture that I have on this is here. Maybe I should pull. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see if the computer will work with me. Man, it doesn't look like it will. Whatever. We're just. Oh, there it goes. It finally went. It just was slow. This is the article I'm looking at. So the next one up that they suggest is Jesus Murillo. And he, as you can see, comes from LAFC. So 30 years old. Obviously, it says a winning mentality because he's with LAFC and he's out of contract. So these are the kind of players that you might need to look at. I don't really know how good he was with LAFC. I don't really follow LAFC, but out 30, out of contract, MLS experience. If anybody in the chat knows a little bit more about him, do you know more about him, Ed?
No, not at all, Peter. I think I did see him play with LAFC before, so I don't know if they'll renew him, but might be somebody we can look at for sure.
Anu Weissman helping here. Thank you, Anu. Saying that maybe you could get some defenders from the Portuguese league. That's where we got Pedro Amador, who pulled that wicked cross. That's like another little dig at us, though, right there. That's kind of another little dig.
Yes.
He's trying to be helpful, but not really. Still a little bit of a dig. Mr. Krabs says, unfortunately, Jesus is not Argentinian, so he ain't coming. I mean, there could be some truth. There could be some truth to that. Next up, speaking of players that are not Argentinian, is Jack Maher. He's currently with the Nashville team. 25
a good
and
team.
Out of contract. Center back.
Like used to be. Yeah. Oh, that's somebody to look at right there. That was a team that disappointed this year, man.
Yeah, they did. But they've got a new coach over there, so I guess he needs time to get in his players probably. I think in the middle of the year, a new coach came in.
Right.
So that's an option right there. I like the idea of he's still young, 25 years old. He's got a similar, according to this article, similar profile as Christoph, but with more pace. Sounds okay to me. And, Nashville has been a thorn in our side at times. That. Another LAFC player that they mentioned here, the last one, Sergi Palencia, right back. Not sure where he's fellow Spaniard. So he's not Argentinian, which counts against him, but he does have a friend in Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba. So that might get him in.
Yes, he does.
That could get him in.
That might get him.
So again, I'm not sure, but they're just saying a realistic option that he is also out. He's a free agent at the end of the year. So people that are available, Ed. People that are available.
Yep.
Is there anybody on your dream wish list that you would just pull in? Defense.
Well, somebody that I talked to. Yeah, Van Dijk would be awesome, but he's too expensive.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
We were talking with Marco about that one. That would be a dream, and he by himself would probably be enough of. We don't need any other defender except him.
One-man defender.
So, yeah, just take all the defenders out. Just leave him down there. But yeah, I mean, we got to work with Major League Soccer with. And look what Mike V is saying. Yeah, we had some good central defensive midfielders in Arroyo and Gregory. It hurts to see Gregory gone because he was such a fighter, man. But yeah, we do have Bright now in that position and Busquets. So Busquets ain't going nowhere. So he was both of Arroyo too, who was dirt cheap, and I was surprised that we didn't keep him. But what can you do? they weren't top players.
And I did like Gregory a lot as well, but some of that I think was money too. Just you bring in someone like Bright, who's that defensive midfielder, and a lot cheaper.
Yes.
So, and that's the kind of games that this team has to play with money, because when you bring in such expensive players, you got to go cheap in other areas. Them's the breaks. Kata's mentioning that Gregory is in the final of the Copa Libertadores. So, good for him.
Wow.
I forgot, where did he end up going? Man. We went back to Brazil. Was it Botafogo? Or Bahia? Was it a team with a B? Wasn't it? I'm not sure.
I'm sure, although...
I'm waiting for the chat to catch up. Sure. Yeah, I was curious.
Yeah.
But not sure. Anyways, that's the struggle. Is so many people say, all these big names, or they'll say, comments about how, oh, here we go. Sergio says Botafogo. I was right.
A whole bunch of people said Botafogo. Look at that.
Yeah. Now they're all coming in. Just there's a bit of a delay. A lot of times on social media, you just see, people that just are talking about how this team is crap, except for Messi, and they just, these are people that don't understand the rules of MLS. MLS doesn't help themselves with these convoluted, very strict rules that they have. They want to get more subscribers on the Apple TV situation. It would be very beneficial if they rolled back a lot of these complicated rules and open up the playbook, the checkbook a lot more. And also it would be easier for people, not only because, we could have better talent, but it'd be easier for people to understand the league. Again, you got people that are learning about the league because of Messi, and then they say, well, I want this player, I want that player, I want a player from Manchester United, I want a player from Barcelona, I want a player from Real Madrid, It's not going to happen because our hands are tied. You can't do it. But and they don't necessarily understand that, and I don't blame them for that. MLS has made it complicated for important reasons. Previous leagues went out of business, but I think at this point they've proven they're here to stay, loosen things up. Mr. Krabs saying, I already canceled my Apple TV subscription. No reason to pay for it now. Well, here's the thing. Mr. Krabs, you did not need Apple TV in order to get the season pass. So, unless you were only watching the free games that are on Apple TV, they have like one free game a week, I think it is. So you didn't need to have Apple TV. You may have done it, but you didn't need it. I have it because there's some good programming on Apple TV. So I like it. Yeah. All right. Well, Anu Weissman actually bringing up something about Botafogo. Speaking of Botafogo, the owner is facing financial ruin with his other club in France, Lyon. If they don't settle their debt, then Lyon will be relegated at the end of the season. Well, maybe he's got to sell off some players.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. They might get relegated after that anyway.
Yeah, maybe we need to look at some Lyon players and just see who do we want and take them from there. So, Ed, I'll usually at this point I'll take this opportunity for you to promote the fact that you're doing a show on Monday, but something happened. And you already did it.
We already did the show this morning, so if you guys want to go check it out, this afternoon, I should say, it felt like morning. So you guys can go check that out in our Futbol Miami TV Espanol. We did it with Marco. We reviewed the goals and a couple other things, an interview that Tata had, so that was pretty cool. So if you guys want to check it out, go check us out at Futbol Miami TV ES, also on YouTube.
Yeah, and if you're used to watching that on Monday, you can still watch it on Monday. You can watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
it's there. It's ready. It's waiting for you at your leisure. You can now catch it.
We just decided to we just decided to do it today to see how it went. It went pretty smoothly, but if you guys like the new schedule, cool. If not, we can always go back.
Yeah,
It's
there you
just
go.
more difficult for me 'cause my job. It's peak season's coming,
Mm.
and I'm probably not gonna.
Uh-oh, Ed's freezing up now.
Oh, look at that face!
Yeah, it's not only me.
I froze up.
All right, Kata's requesting the Nerd Show for the offseason. Talk Penguin talk. Hey, I did watch it. Penguin was really good. Penguin, did you watch it, Ed?
Oh, that's a good. Yes, I have, Peter Brown. That's a good show, and
it was very
totally
good. And I know Kata every once in a while asks what's that?
No, I didn't understand what you said either. I think we interrupted each other.
Yeah. No, the Penguin was good, and sometimes Kata likes to ask what video game I'm playing. I just finished playing the campaign for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I liked it, except for the zombie stuff. I didn't like that. Stupid. And still playing Outlaws. So yeah, nerd talk. There you go. There's your nerd show. Nobody was watching that show. Very few people watched it. I don't know if it was worth the time. So, Mike V is saying, as far as the Spanish show, he likes it on Sunday, but maybe after the English show because he felt like it was just too early.
Maybe we might do that. We'll check it out.
All right. And then lots of continued talk going on. Yeah, Mr. Krabs saying, you going to play GTA 6 when it comes out set in Vice City, aka Miami? Nah, probably not. I don't think my kind of game. I'm not into games that are like, where you're picking up hookers and things like that. It's just not me. I played Grand Theft Auto years and years and years ago.
Just don't pick them up.
I remember playing it on the PlayStation 2 or something like that years ago, and I felt dirty. I'm like, one of the things I had to do, I was a police officer and I had to go pick up hookers for the policeman charity ball. And I was like, what am I doing? Why am I playing this stupid game? I didn't like it. All right, everybody. That wraps it up. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And you know what? We'll see you next week. See you, everybody. If this will play. Not see, because